What's up, guys? Outlaw Dippers here back with another video. We're in a different location right now. We're in the garage. Uh, so I did move the rooms. I would show you the new studio, but it's still in the middle of remodeling. AKA, there's stuff all over the floor from when I had to put trash bags all over the floor for my stuff to keep and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're getting it done. Shouldn't take long for me to get done with it. So bear with me, guys. We're gonna be in here for a bit. But right now I'm in here. I forgot my dip upstairs, so I had to smoke a cigarette, which I don't really like. I don't really like anymore as much, but it gets me through. But anyway, so with today being 9/11, I thought I'd make a video. For me, I'm gonna give you my opinion and my thoughts on it. Well, there's not really an opinion. I mean, it's the same for everyone, but it just for me it don't hit it like it never hit me as hard until I was about in like middle school era, like middle school, late or like early to late middle school. So because you got to realize it happened like only a few months after I was born, so I really didn't know what was going on because I was born January 17th, 2001. It happened September 11th, 2001, so I was only a few months old. So I don't remember where I was at the time that it happened, but my mom told me stories. I think she said she was at a hospital with someone when she was watching the news, and I think that's when she went to go get my brothers. I think she said she went to go get my brothers. I think she said I was with either her or my grandparents at the time. Uh, but but the more I researched it, the more I looked at it and realized that this is a day where it affected us as Americans a big amount, if you will. Uh, 9/11 was not something that was, you know, it's something that isn't joked about. Like, it's something that, like I said, it affected us a lot because it happened on our own turf and it happened in our own area, which can take a toll on someone that doesn't really come to America that much. Like, there were people coming from a job that they had to do, or people that were, traveling to America to, see our land and, experience our traditions and stuff like that, or just to see family. It happened to a lot of people that most of us really don't know, but yet it happened in our own land. Like, people attacked our own area, which isn't the best. It really isn't the best thing to do. It really isn't not the best thing to do, but like the best thing to take in. Like, it happened 18 years ago, so it. And to this day, people are still affected by it. I mean, you got to think people that lost their loved ones, or you know, people just don't get over that. Excuse me for a second. Excuse me. But it's not something that I take jokingly. but it's also something that I take to heart. Because, like I said, this happened in America. A place that was a land that was happy at one point. A place that people were happy to go to experience home. Like, they didn't like the place they were living in, so they came to America and experienced home because everyone was opening and welcoming with, with everything that a person could, imagine. Land of opportunity, freedom. Firefighters, EMTs, civilians, they all lost their life in the process of that attack, of all those attacks. And people just don't understand how much, like, people don't understand why it's such a big thing. So, I mean, there's really not much I can say. There's really not much I can say. I mean, I woke up this morning realizing that this is another year that we are celebrating a tragedy that happened on American soil. And yet, somewhere in the United States, there are people that are either taking this very, very hard because it's their loved ones that they're celebrating the loss of. Like, they're celebrating, like not celebrating, but they're mourning the loss of, someone they love, but they're also celebrating the life that they had with that person. That's what I meant by celebrating the loss of a loved one. I'm not meaning to make that sound like a good thing, but like they're just celebrating the life that they had before that, but they're also mourning at the same time. And it's very hard for them. And then other people are, joking and laughing about it because it's America, I mean, there's Americans that are, sitting there, probably laughing about this. And it's our own people. And that's what makes it worse. It's the fact that people are laughing. It's not something to laugh about. It's not something to, it's not something to laugh about. It's not something to joke about. It's something that you need to take to heart. Because those same people also need to realize that it could be a lot different in their life if it was someone that they knew. I didn't have anyone that died in the incidents, but it still takes a toll on me. Because you know me, I'm all America. I love America. I couldn't bear just to see what my life was like if I didn't live in America. And the more that I think about how that day happened, because some people were psychopaths and
took orders from a person that didn't like America. I mean, they literally sat around a table and organized this attack, and everyone else was clueless. And there's conspiracy theories that say this was an inside job, and all this other good stuff. You can't fake death. You can't fake a death. You can't fake your own life being taken away. I mean, when there's death reports of people that come back, yes, at first you might think it's an inside job from the government, because the government is always planning some kind of inside job on something. Sometimes. But it comes to a reality when they come back with thousands of body bags and, death reports of people that died during this attacks, that it should hit you that this is real shit. They're still saying that the planes were holograms and all this other good stuff. Okay, a hologram is a fake thing. A hologram is something that can't be touched, can't be physically, hands-on. But yet, because there's, thousands of death reports, people want to say that it's still lies, which is really bullshit. Death reports are always the real answer to everything. Just like a war. People could say that a war in the past that never happened. But then they look at the death reports and realize that it was a real thing, and people actually died during it. That it actually happened. I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure you could track down the people that lost loved ones during the attacks, and 9 times out of 10, they probably got a call from their loved ones right before it happened, and they could tell you straight up that was an actual thing. One minute they're talking to their family, or they're seeing their family go, to a different area, and there's people at the airport waiting on them to get home. But then they don't see them. Or they hear on the news that, a plane crashed into the World Trade Center, or crashed into a field in Pennsylvania, or, crashed into the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. It's real life. That happened 18 years ago today, at this very day. People were affected. People were tragically hurt, and they're still hurt. And people that made it out alive, they're mentally hurt. PTSD isn't just something that happens with, military service members. It happens with anything that has to do with tragic events. You can be walking down the street and see someone get shot, and it'll just keep playing over and over in your head. So, as time's running out, and I don't want to take too much time because I don't have anything else to say. When you see this video, it don't matter if it's, a day after, or a month after, or if it's today. Anytime, if you're up at 9/11, I do this all the time. It don't matter if it's December 31st. If you're up at 9:30 a.m. or 9:30, if you don't up if you're up at 9:11 a.m. or 9:11 p.m. I want you to take the whole 60 seconds, which will be 120 seconds in total. Which I want you to just sit there in a moment of silence to remember the loved ones that people lost. And, and if you do that 365 days, it won't mean anything to some people because it won't bring anyone back. But just to think about it, we'll give you another blankly thought of how that is, or how it was. So so every day, 9:11 a.m. or 9:11 p.m. And for you military time fanatics out there, it'll be 09:11 or 21:11. Those two times, just sit there and think about that day. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. Until next time, this is Kyle with Outlaw Dippers, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.